Hello, y'all. Today on my podcast, welcome to my brand new episode here today. It is a rainy day, of course, here today in Maine. If you do not trust me, well, you can look it up. If you're listening to it today, it probably won't be the same until tomorrow. But anyways, Friday day, great rainy day here. We're actually getting rain from the storm that we actually were getting from the hurricane that's actually going through the coast. And so we're getting some of that rain just from the rain. And so that's usually how I start my podcast. And if you do listen to my podcast and watch my videos on my channel, it's called Cheese Man. And go like and subscribe and subscribe and comment below what you think I should do next and what I should talk about on my podcast. And eventually I will have actually special guests, and hopefully, Lord willing, I'll have them soon enough next week maybe, and we'll see how we do that. But anyways, I usually start my podcast with the weather, and today's a cold day. Got a day off from work just because it was raining really hard this morning, and it's supposed to rain all day actually. We didn't. My boss just texted me and said I didn't have to go to work today, so that was actually awesome thing because I didn't have to wake up. So anyways, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. We're packed full of what we're going to talk about today. And the first subject we're going to talk about is scary but weird dreams. I don't know if you guys ever had these. Like, honestly, I think there might be times where you had you might have terrible dreams, maybe. I don't know, really, depending on you guys. But I've had one of those dreams. Me and my friend Grant were just talking about that this last week. And one of them we talked about was, I have to really tell you the backstory about this dream because you won't understand what the background. So basically what happened is that where I used to live was Connecticut, Southington, Connecticut. Great place. I would say, there is a lot of people, I would say, actually. I was about to say there were not a lot of people, but there is a lot of people there. And so anyways, we had a school, and we lived right on top. There was apartments right on top of the school. There was two apartments. There's one across from each other, and we lived in one of them. And we had a little gym. And now usually when the lights are off in the school, it's very creepy, especially when nobody's there. And usually, I don't know how your dreams guys start, but usually my dreams start as, okay, it's creepy. Usually it's dark, and that usually it's funny because honestly, you in your dreams, you can't control it sometimes. Sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes my dreams can't control my dream, but sometimes it can. So anyways, I couldn't control where I was going, and I knew that I was probably going to get killed. Usually most of the time you're going to get slaughtered or sliced in half, like Among Us. And Among Us fans, shout out to you guys. I play Among Us, so anyways, I'm running down the hall, and there's this big hall, okay, and there's this big hall that leads down to the gym, and there's this little ramp that goes down. But the problem is it was so dark, I knew that in my head that, okay, I'm gonna get killed just because I'm going in this dumb hall. And then you try to stop yourself, and you're like, you're an idiot, man. Why are you going down this hill? You know you're gonna get killed while going down this ramp. You're gonna get slaughtered. You're gonna get killed. And so we're sitting there, and I walk down that hall, and all I hear is basketball bouncing. And I remember what I said. I actually have a gym. The gym is right there once you cross the corner. And so I'm hearing this bouncing the ball, and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta go see what it is because I'm a dumb idiot anyways, going to the gym anyways. No, I'm gonna get slaughtered or something. I go in there, and this guy is sitting there, and he's like, yo, you want to play with me? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like thinking to myself, why am I saying yes to this guy? Why am I not running the other way? And so I start playing basketball, and all of a sudden he pops the basketball with a knife by accident. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. He kicks the ball from me, slices my throat, and I'm dead. So it's kind of creepy, honestly. It's funny, but also creepy. And then I got another dream I'll tell you that's really funny. But anyways, we have that school parking lot. We have a school right across from the church. The church and the school are right across from each other. And so if you guys are Mario fans, Super Mario fans, shout out to you guys. I love Actually, I like Luigi. I'm not a big Mario fan. I love Luigi the most. He's the best. And no, actually, green is not my favorite color. If people think that's why I like Luigi, I just like Luigi better. I don't know. I guess because you don't usually play with him, like Luigi Mansion or something like that. I defeated that game a long time ago, but I think I just like playing as Luigi because you don't usually get to play as him, usually most often. But anyways, the Ghost Boo. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played a game where he's like the moon. Like, he turns into the moon, but his face in the moon. And so anyways, I'm walking outside, it's dark, it's raining, it's thundering. Usually scary dreams start as that. They just start as scary dreams. Scary, dark, and raining kind of stuff. And so this lightning is flashing. And so I'm trying to run away, and I'm hearing his laugh. I don't know if you guys know what Boo's laugh is. But I hear his laugh like multiple times, like just multiple times. And so I'm just like, oh no. And so I'm running, but I'm not. I'm actually just sitting in there in one spot. I know if that happens in your guys' dreams, but really when you run in a dream, you're not moving actually. You're just standing there. You can't do anything. And so then I look up and this lightning flashes and Boo's face is just laughing at me and he swallows me whole. So honestly, I think that that these dreams are actually pretty funny. They're weird. Those were the weirdest dreams I've ever had in my life. I don't really have weird dreams anymore. I actually have like sometimes if you drink a lot of water, I notice that you actually have dreams that you're drowning. And that's actually what I have. I have had that dreams where you're like stranded on an island and you're floating in water and it feels like you're floating. Like just because you drink a lot of water. Like I don't know if you guys try it. We'll see if it comment if you guys are listening. See if that works. I don't know if you really want to do that, but anyways, it worked for me. I drank a lot of water one day, and my youth pastor was telling me, yeah, that usually happens if you drink a lot of water. So supposedly that happens. So it happened. It was weird. I really don't like those kind of dreams, and especially like those dreams when you have stairs and you fall. It actually feels like you're falling downstairs. Like actually feels like it. You don't feel like you're bumping your head and all that. But if you can't, it's kind of falling down the stairs in slow motion, but you're actually falling. But anyways, yeah. So those are weird dreams that I've had in the past. Honestly, it's just weird. I've actually had dreams like Rice Krispie little elves. Like I was walking. I don't know if it was a small town. It wasn't Miss Ben, but it was small houses. Walking down a street, and all I see is these little these Rice Krispie elves in like windows laughing at me. And then the dream ended. So it was pretty funny. Honestly, I think that's just some fun stuff we can talk about sometime later. Yeah, I honestly think that those are the most weirdest dreams I've ever had. And some people ask me, what are my most like, I guess, one of my dreams that I think they're just dumb. Well, there was one dream where I was working at a desk. And I decided, for some odd reason, to start it on fire. And you could probably know where this is going to go. I started on fire, and I'm just roasting marshmallows. Okay, literally roasting marshmallows. My boss comes out, he's like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, well, it's just marshmallows, man. It's like, I don't actually remember part of it, but I was like, bro, it's kind of laid back. He's like, no, it's time to work. And then he said, you're fired. And so I kind of woke up, and I'm like, bro, no, Dirk gonna be fired. You're gonna light a whole table up. So that was funny, and yeah. So that's my funny dreams I've had, and they're weird. Honestly, there are some times where you have weird dreams. I don't know about you guys. Like I said, comment below if you guys have any dreams that are really creepy. Mine's are. There's some weird dreams that I just have, and I'm just like, bruh, I'm an idiot. So, anyways, we're gonna go to the next subject. We're gonna go to, and we're going to be talking about what I'm going to do in the future. Now, I don't know what you guys are going to do in the future. I don't know where you guys are in your life. But really, one of my friends, I think he wants to become a professional basketball player. And I know if he's listening, I know he listens to these podcasts. But anyways, he wants to be a professional basketball player. And I might actually have him on my podcast. Please go subscribe to his channel. It's called CF Baller. Good YouTube channel. He dunks and stuff. He does different basketball things. He shows you how to stretch a certain way, how to do verticals, and all that kind of stuff. I'm really not a basketball fan, but if you guys listen to my last podcast, I did actually say he was one of my favorite things to do with him. I played a lot of basketball with him, a lot of times. So, I wouldn't say it got better. I think I got a little better as I went, but I do not play basketball. My favorite thing is soccer. I love soccer. I'm a soccer fan, and go England. If you guys watching the European Cup this weekend, go to England. I'm going for England. It's the funny part about it is actually Italy is actually where my grandmother grew up. Like, I am actually part Italian. So honestly, it's weird that I'm going for England, but I do love England. I do love Italy. Both teams are both good teams, and I'm going for England, man. I mean, honestly, I think that Italy is going to destroy England anyways, because England is, I don't know, Italy's more popular, I would say. I think Italy is going to take it over, even though I am going for England. Even though I know probability of England winning is very small, but I'm going for England. So anyways, think that I want to, like, in the future, what I'm going to do is, like, after my senior year this year, I'm starting actually in 2 weeks, and I want to go to England. I want to go to England for my senior trip. My parents want to take me to England for my senior trip, but of course with the vaccine stuff going all around and that Corona stuff, I don't know if it's going to be possible for me to go to England, but that is something that I want to do in the future. That's something I'm looking forward to do, but not sure it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, actually, I want to go to Hawaii. I actually been to Hawaii before, and I think Hawaii is a good place, and it gets hot sometimes because it's on an island and you're kind of surrounded by water. I mean, you kind of get cool weather just because of the water flowing like the air current going through, the ocean and stuff. But anyways, yeah, I think that's one of the things I want to do in the future. The other thing I want to do in the future, some people ask, my subscribers ask, what should you do for your new future job? And a lot of subscribers ask me this. Well, one of the things I really want to do for my future job is maybe something like building. If you guys know me, my subscribers probably know that I actually like building Legos. Now, I don't build Legos anymore because they are in storage, because the stuff we put, most of the stuff we took down to Maine, we put into storage. And so everything's actually in storage. My Legos are in storage. I actually didn't really play with my Legos at all. And I'm that kind of person where, if you listen to my last podcast, I actually am that kind of person that likes hands-on stuff. I really am that kind of person. If I touch it and I start building with it and I start, finding out, that is more easier for me, especially for like trades. Like I was talking about trades last week, saying how I would probably do a trade for college. Like welding is a trade. You use your hands, use like a little thing and use your hands and stuff. Like carpentry, you're using your hands. Your say plumbing, you're using your hands. We actually had a little plumbing problem this weekend that we had to do, so that was something that was I could do easily without a full-blown scholarship. You also have, like, let's say aeronautics. I wouldn't say aeronautics would be hands-on. It is mostly hands-on because you're training to fly a plane. So I mean, unless you want to be like an aeronautic electrician, which my friend's father is actually, he's not an electrician. He's not an electrician, but he trying to think what he does. He flies people around. He teaches them. So I wouldn't say he's an electrician. But my friend actually was thinking about doing electrician, and electrician actually is a good job. So I wouldn't say I would do that in the future. That's not what I want to do. I think that if I was going to do something, I would do building, like building a building. If there are builders out there, guys, shout out to you guys. I love building. I love trying to, like, let's just say I like my stuff organized in a certain way. I like all my stuff in a certain way, organized. If it's not organized in a certain way, I kind of just see it. I'm like, okay, I need to organize this, and I put it in my certain way. So, anyways, that's something else I want to do in the future, job-wise. I think something to do with building. I did say I really wanted to do welding, but I'm not actually sure if welding is going to happen at all. It's really just something that's in the air. I just don't know what's going to happen. So that's something, if you guys want to pray about something, that is something that we'd be in prayer for. Just something that I will, that the Lord will honestly tell me what I should do in the future. If He wants me to go to Bob Jones, as you don't know, if you listen to my podcast, I did say about some things about Bob Jones. I do want to go down there in South Carolina this next year, so we're willing that will happen. If it doesn't happen, that is the Lord's will. But yeah, those are some things I want to do in the future. There's other things like saying, like people ask me, what should I do, like house-wise? Like where do I want to live? Well, I do tell a lot of people where I want to live. There's some places, my future places I want to live. The first place actually I wanted to live is Boston, Massachusetts. Now people ask me, why would you want to live in Boston? Well, the main reason why I want to live in Boston, I love the city. Have I had much experience with it? Like, have I been there to the point where I would... No, I've been there once. So kind of weird. People are like, well, why we don't go to Massachusetts if you ever really, like, been there? But I've been there in Massachusetts. I like the city. I like the way it's built. New York City wouldn't be for me because it's just too crowded. I don't know, actually, Boston is crowded. It might be just the way buildings are, but Boston's one of them. Texas is the big one. I really want to go to Texas. And some people think it's weird because I am from the north. I was originally born in Connecticut, and of course, I love the cold weather. I know if you guys are northern people or southern people. I love the cold weather. I do not like the hot, honestly. Hot is just terrible. That's why I said usually I would love to work in an inside job. In which it's funny because if I want to work a building job, I'm going to be outside all day. So anyways, it's going to be funny just to see if I actually do building, because if I don't want to be outside, I don't want to work outside, then honestly that means I'm not going to be doing the building. So really, I guess there's building inside. You could do like houses maybe, but honestly, if I don't like building inside, then outside, then I'm just, yeah, it's not going to happen. It's going to be a good job for me. But anyways, that would be something that I would do in the future. I would actually build my house. Actually, if I had the chance, if I had a good job, and if I was become a builder, I would build my own house. Now, would I do it? Some people ask, would you do it with logs or would you do it with brick? I don't actually know, because I actually don't know what's best. A log cabin would actually be pretty cool. I've been in log cabins for maybe Christmas, where we actually went to a log cabin last year with my uncle. We stayed there for a couple days, and it was pretty awesome. I mean, honestly, I would do a log cabin just to be, just for a layover for us. Like, say, if I wanted to take a vacation break, I would do that. I would do like a log cabin. Brick, I don't know. Brick, it kind of, after a while, the brick becomes, I don't know, the red comes out. It starts going gray. And I think if you guys know what I'm talking about, usually brick goes, when it gets really old, it starts going gray. So, with a regular wood house, I don't know. I don't know about live out of nowhere, even though Texas is out of nowhere. If you do guys are Texan people, you're from Texas, shout out to you guys. Love Texas. But, Texas is one of the places I would go. But yeah, anyways, that would be something I would do in the future. If I was going to get a house, I'd probably do a log cabin just because it would be fun. But usually when you build a log cabin, it's usually you're in and out of nowhere. But Texas is usually in the middle of nowhere anyways, if that's where I want to be. I want to live in the desert. It's just people are like, well, you're literally from the north. Like, you don't like the hot, and you don't like you like the cold, so why would you go to Texas? I don't know. I just like the open area. There's just sand. Love that view, the mountains and kind of stuff wherever you guys live in Texas. Could be Dallas or anything like that. But that's something that I would do in future. Car-wise, people ask me, what would you be your dream car? My dream car, actually, and I told my friend, one of my friends, Cameron, he loves cars. He's actually trying to soak up his car. He wants to get a Mustang. That's one of my future cars, Ford Mustang. I'm not actually big into cars. This is my future car. I like the Honda RX, which is a sports model. Love that car. It's a great model. Otherwise, that is the best. That's really it. What I would probably get, a BMW maybe, because I like BMWs, and of course, you guys didn't know, my initials are BMW. So yeah, so that is something that's stuff that I would do in the future, most likely. But yeah, so that's something I would do. And we're gonna go to our last section. and talk about about some things that I remember from my past that are really memorable. And one of them was my adoption, which was, I think, in March. Yeah, March. And that was something that was memorable for me in my past. I think coming to South Carolina was something memorable, meeting my friends there, meeting my best friends, actually, Cameron and Grant. And you might actually hear them on my podcast sometime this next week or sometime this year. You might hear them, and Lord willing, I'll have them on here. They agreed to be on my podcast sometime, and I might have some of my friends on my podcast, and you might meet them and learn more about what our friendship is like. But anyways, it is a pleasure just to be in Maine. That is one of the other memories to have. I guess that's not really past, but it's a pleasure that I get to live here with my parents, be part of the church that we are part of. And as you guys know, my dad actually took a pastoral position at a church here, and it is a good church, good sized church, good people. Already made friends with them, and it's a good blessing just to see what the Lord's going to do in the lives of these people, and especially through what the Lord's going to do through my dad and through me, and just being that good blessing to each other. And so those are memorable moments. I actually think one of the memorable moments, I think the best memorable moments, is just meeting my teachers last year. Cool part is I didn't actually want to go to county last year. I actually wanted to stay homeschooled. I actually was homeschooled from 7th to 10th, and now I'm going to be homeschooled for my last year this year, and I'm excited about it. But anyways, meeting my teachers, not able to meet my teachers. Actually, the cool part was actually meeting some of my teachers that I had in video. I do homeschool videos, so I actually got to meet some of my teachers that I saw on video in real life. So that was exciting to have to just do that, just meet my real teachers. But with just meeting my teachers and really getting close to them and being in their classes and just sitting in actually in a real class, just being there, learning. And like I said in my last episode, I actually like Algebra 1, most likely. But anyways, guys, thank you for joining me on my podcast today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you guys. Lord willing, I will have more guests on sometime this year, and we'll be talking about different kind of things like superheroes and what more memorable things in our lives have happened. So thank you guys for joining me, and it was a pleasure to be here with your host, Cheeseman. If you've not subscribed to my channel yet, please go look it up. Please like and subscribe, comment what I should do next on my channel. Thank you for joining, you guys. See you guys later.